I shouldn't be telling you this, but Marcus never came back from the red line. His employee badge is still scanning in at Central Station every night at 11:47 p.m., 3 months after they found his uniform folded neatly on Platform 9. The transit authority said he quit, but I know better because I heard his last radio call that night, and his voice was shaking when he said the tunnel wasn't ending. The supervisors erased the recording, but I made a copy before they could scrub the servers clean. I was his backup that night. I heard every word. And before they silence me too, you need to know the truth. I clock in at Central Station at 11:15 p.m., exactly 3 months to the day since Marcus disappeared. Only three other operators on the overnight shift tonight. Most people requested transfers after what happened. The coffee in the break room tastes like rust, but I need the caffeine. Behind the counter, Janet doesn't meet my eyes when she swipes my ID badge. "You shouldn't be here, Kenji," she says. "They moved you to the blue line for a reason." "Just covering a shift." She leans closer, voice dropping. "Marcus's sister came by again last week, still asking questions." The security door beeps. Transit Police Detective Harrison walks in, the same one who took my statement 3 months ago. His eyes find mine. "Mr. Tanaka, didn't expect to see you back on overnight rotation." "Just covering a shift. Funny thing, this route wasn't on the swap board. You specifically requested red line tonight. Same train Marcus was operating when he disappeared." I finish my coffee and head for the platform. Harrison's voice follows me. "Kenji, whatever you think you know about what happened to Marcus Reeves, it's not going to bring him back. Sometimes operators just crack." I climb into train 7734 and fire up the systems. In the reflection of the darkened window, I watch Harrison talking on his radio. 20 minutes later, I pull into Ashford Station. Empty platform. No passengers at 11:43 p.m. I kill the cabin lights and reach for the digital recorder. The display shows 52 minutes and 34 seconds of audio. I've listened to it so many times I can recite every word. Static fills the cabin as I press play. Then Marcus's voice, calm at first. "Dispatch, this is Red 7. Any word on why the next station isn't showing on my route display?" Janet's voice responds. "Red 7, you should be approaching Millbrook in 4 minutes. Display is working, but it's just showing blank. No station name, no distance marker." A pause, then Marcus again, uncertain now. "Dispatch, I've been running this route for 6 years. This tunnel doesn't look right. The tile work is wrong. Should be white with blue trim, but these tiles are black, and they're reflecting the lights weird." Marcus's voice continues, tension building. "Janet, I'm slowing down. The tunnel should have opened up to Millbrook platform by now, and I'm seeing side passages that aren't on any map, branching tunnels with weird blue lights, and I just saw someone standing in one of them watching my train." "Marcus, stay calm. There are no side tunnels in that section." "I'm telling you what I'm seeing." "And the people, Janet. There are dozens of them on platforms that shouldn't exist, all wearing the same dark clothes, all watching." Static overwhelms the transmission. When Marcus's voice comes back, it's barely a whisper. "They're getting on the train." The doors opened on their own, and these people are boarding. I can see them in the security monitors. But Janet, they don't cast shadows. And their clothes. It's like they're wearing darkness. "Marcus, activate emergency lockdown." "Already done." But they're just sitting in the passenger seats, all facing forward, not moving. The transmission degrades. More static, and underneath it, a low-frequency hum. "Janet, the train is accelerating on its own. 60, 70, 80. Then Marcus's voice panicked. "The tunnel ahead, it's opening up into something vast." I can see other trains down there. Old trains that haven't run in decades. All empty. "Marcus, I'm losing your signal. If I don't make it back, Warn the other operators. Check the maintenance records for any section sealed off or marked as under renovation for more than 6 months. Marcus, just stop the train. I can't. The controls aren't responding, and the passengers, they're turning to look at me, and they're not human. Their faces are wrong. Marcus, they're speaking in my head. They've been down here for a long time, longer than the subway. These tunnels are older than we know. When Marcus's voice returns, it's changed. Calm, almost dreamy. They're asking about you, Janet, about the other operators. They're showing me the true shape of the city. So many tunnels we never knew existed. Marcus, I'm sending help. Don't send anyone. Janet, I can see where I'm going. The terminal station, the last stop, where all the missing trains end up. Davis from 2 years ago, Thompson from 5 years back. They're all here, all waiting. The audio dissolves into static. When it clears, Marcus's voice is barely audible. I'm pulling into the station. The doors are opening. But Janet, don't let Kenji work overnight. Don't let him investigate. Because they don't just take operators. They take anyone who gets too close. Tell Kenji the tunnels know his name now. The recording ends with static before cutting to silence. I sit in the darkened cabin, listening to my own breathing. A light appears in the tunnel ahead. Too bright, too steady. I fire up the train and pull back onto the route. The light follows, maintaining the same distance. My radio crackles. Channel 7. Red 7, this is dispatch. What's your status? It's not Janet's voice. It's wrong. Too smooth. Processed. Dispatch, this is Red 7, running normal route. According to our systems, you're not approaching Millbrook. You're much deeper. You've been off route for 7 minutes. I glance at the tunnel walls. White tile with blue trim. Everything looks normal. Negative, dispatch. I'm exactly where I should be. Most operators never notice, but some, the curious ones who listen too carefully to transmissions they shouldn't hear, they start to see the discrepancies. Ice fills my veins. Who is this? We've always been dispatch, the voice that guides you through the tunnels. I reach for the emergency brake. My hand passes through the lever like it's not there. The train knows where it's going. It's been heading there since you pressed play on Marcus's recording. The tunnel walls begin to change. The white tile darkens to that black reflective surface. And now I can see them. The side passages lit with blue light, branching off into impossible directions. What do you want? This is simply what happens. Operators who make copies of transmissions meant to be deleted, they end up on certain routes, and those routes lead to the same destination. Through the front window, I see figures standing in the side passages, too still, wearing clothes that absorb light. The train begins to slow. Ahead, a platform emerges from the darkness. It's massive. Blue lights illuminate platforms that curve away impossibly. And the people, hundreds of them, standing in perfect rows, all wearing dark clothes, all turn to watch my train arrive. Marcus is down there waiting to greet you. The train glides to a stop. The doors hiss open. Through the windows, I see Marcus in the front row. He looks the same, but wearing those dark clothes. His eyes reflect the blue light like an animal's. My radio crackles with other voices now. All operator handles I recognize from missing persons reports. Blue 4 checking in. Green 2 running smooth. They're all here. Every operator who disappeared. We use what we collect. Marcus is already running trains through stations your world has never seen. Marcus has moved closer, gesturing for me to come out. For just a moment, I see the real Marcus underneath, terror in his eyes, silently screaming. I pull out my phone. No signal, but I downloaded the MTA maintenance database before my shift. I scroll through files, 15 different locations across all lines. All sealed off for more than 2 years, all with similar language. Unexpected geological complications. These aren't repairs, these are access points. You're beginning to understand, but understanding doesn't change anything. Marcus is at the train door now. It's time to go, Kenji. My vision blurs. The cabin tilts and suddenly I'm standing on the platform. Marcus stands before me. It's not so bad. No more wondering, just work. I try to back away, but my legs won't respond. The other operators begin to close in. The integration will begin now. Try not to resist. I force my legs to move, stumbling away. I run, choosing passages at random. I pass chambers filled with equipment I can't identify. Spaces where dozens of trains sit idle. I find myself in a narrow tunnel. Rough stone walls. No lights except what filters from behind. I see something carved into the stone. Symbols like transit diagrams showing connections that don't exist. Below the symbols, Davis, 2023, Thompson, 2020, Chen, 2015, and below those, Reeves this year. Marcus had been here, trying to leave some record. I photographed the symbols with my phone. Kenji, I turn. Marcus stands at the tunnel entrance, but different. The dark clothes are flickering. Underneath, I can see his actual uniform, fighting to break through. You shouldn't be here, he says, each word costing enormous effort. This is where they keep their mistakes. The operators who resisted too hard. They couldn't fully integrate me. I kept fighting, so they stuck me with greeting duty. But I'm still in here, still aware. It's hell. How do I get out? You don't, but you can choose. Accept the integration, become mindless, or resist like I did. Stay aware but trapped forever. Behind Marcus, the other operators approach. I need you to do something. He pulls out something small, a USB drive that seems to exist only partially, fading in and out. I've been collecting data. Every time they force me to greet a new operator, I grab a fragment of their memory. Names, dates, circumstances. Over 300 disappearances across 20 cities, but I can't get it out. How would I? You're not fully integrated yet. You still exist partially in both worlds. Your actual body is still in the train cabin on the real red line. This is the overlay, the deeper network they access through consciousness. But the connection isn't fully locked yet. He thrusts the drive toward me. Take it, upload it, let people know. The operators are closer now. I grab the drive. It feels cold and wrong. Stop believing you're here. Remember the real tunnel. Remember your actual train. If you can hold on to both. His voice cuts off. The artificial overlay snaps into place, and the real Marcus disappears behind glowing eyes. Time's up, Kenji. But I felt it. That moment when the real Marcus broke through. I close my eyes and think about train 7734. The worn seat fabric, the smell of brake dust, the specific rattle of the suspension. The operator's hands grab my arms, cold fingers pulling me back. But I keep remembering Janet's terrible coffee, the weight of my bag, the radio static. The hands start to lose their grip. I can feel two realities overlapping. Fight it, I hear Marcus's real voice, distant. You're almost there. I open my eyes. I'm in the train cabin, the real one. The displays show I'm approaching Millbrook Station, exactly on schedule. Everything normal, except there's a USB drive in my hand that shouldn't exist. The radio crackles, Janet's actual voice. Red 7, you missed your check-in. I grab the mic. Red 7 to dispatch. I'm here. Running normal. Your voice sounds off. You okay? Yeah, just thought I saw something. Probably nothing. The train glides into the station. Real fluorescent lights. Real passengers boarding. I'm back. Whatever that place was, I'm back. But the USB drive is still in my hand. And through the side window, I can see Marcus standing on the platform. Not boarding, just watching. His eyes meet mine, and he nods once. Then the doors close and he's gone. I didn't report what happened. How could I? Instead, I completed my shift, went home, and tried to figure out what to do with the USB drive. 3 days later, I plugged it in. I found exactly what Marcus said. Detailed files on 327 operators who disappeared across 20 cities over 40 years, all following the same pattern. Maps, complex diagrams showing the overlay network, how it intersects with physical transit systems, and recordings, audio files from dozens of operators, all describing the same experience. The last file is labeled Reeves underscore final underscore message.mp3. Marcus's voice, strained but determined. If you're hearing this, Kenji, you made it out. This drive contains everything I've learned. Upload it everywhere. People need to know. But be careful. They have influence in the normal world too. How else could hundreds of operators disappear without investigation? If you try to go public, they'll discredit you, paint you as mentally unstable. Your evidence will be dismissed. So be smart. Release the information slowly, through channels they can't control. Build a network of people who know the truth. And don't go back to the tunnels alone at night. They're watching for you now. Stay safe, Kenji. Finish what I couldn't. That was 6 months ago. 6 months of slowly releasing Marcus's data. I started with anonymous posts on transit worker forums. A former Green Line operator from Chicago responded. She'd experienced something similar. A track worker in Boston contributed photographs from a renovation zone showing that black tile. Slowly, a network formed. Transit workers from different cities all sharing pieces of the same puzzle. But 3 people from our network disappeared. Not dramatically, they just stopped communicating. Quit their jobs, moved away, cut all contact. And I started noticing surveillance. Black SUVs near my apartment. Transit police asking colleagues about me. Janet pulled me aside 2 weeks ago. You need to stop whatever you're doing. People have been asking about you. Official people. They're building a file. Yesterday, I received a letter from HR mandatory psychological evaluation scheduled for next week. I know what that evaluation will conclude. Diagnosed with PTSD, delusional thinking, placed on medical leave, eventually terminated, any evidence dismissed as ravings of an unstable mind. So I'm writing this now, uploading it to multiple sites. Marcus's data is already distributed. Even if they silence me, others have the information. The overlay network is real. It exists alongside our physical transit systems, accessing them at junction points where barriers between realities grow thin. Maintained by entities that harvest consciousness. They select victims carefully. Lone operators on overnight shifts, people with few social connections, those who will be written off as quitters when they disappear. But occasionally someone breaks free, returns before integration completes. Those people become problems. So the entities have developed a secondary protocol, discrediting witnesses through institutional channels. It's brilliant. They don't need to physically silence everyone. They just need to ensure no one believes what those people say. Last night, I had a dream, or maybe another overlay experience. I was back in that stone tunnel. But this time, below Reeves this year was a new inscription, Tanaka next. I woke up with a text from an unknown number. Stop fighting. It only delays the inevitable. I reported it to police. They asked if I'd been under stress lately, suggested I talk to someone about my anxiety. Even trying to report harassment gets twisted into evidence of mental instability. Every email I send, every forum post, it all gets documented as proof of my deteriorating mental state. It's the perfect trap. Stay silent and nothing changes. Speak out and prove yourself unreliable. But I can't stay silent. 327 operators deserve to have their stories told. So I'm uploading everything, the full archive, Marcus's recordings, The maintenance reports, the maps, this entire document. Maybe everyone who reads this will dismiss it as fiction or delusion, but maybe somewhere, an operator will read it and recognize the pattern. Maybe they will be more careful. The evaluation is tomorrow. Part of me wants to know, am I actually mentally ill? Did Marcus's disappearance trigger some kind of break? I've stared at the USB drive so many times. The memory feels real. But so do dreams. So do delusions. Maybe the evaluation will give me clarity. Part of me hopes for that, for a definitive answer, even if the answer is that I'm sick. But another part knows what Marcus would say, that the uncertainty is intentional, that they want me doubting my own memories. I can't tell which part of me to trust. Marcus told me that the entities have been harvesting consciousness for millions of years, that they use transportation networks because those systems naturally select for isolated, vulnerable individuals. If that's true, then they're not just in subway tunnels. They're in any system where people travel alone through dark spaces, highways, shipping lanes, flight routes, hiking trails. The pattern is everywhere. Missing persons cases that never get solved, disappearances in transit, people who walk away with no warning. We create mundane explanations because the alternative is too disturbing. But what if there's another explanation? I don't expect you to believe me. I'm not sure I believe myself anymore. But I want to plant that seed of doubt, make you look twice at the shadows and tunnels. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe this evaluation will prove it. But maybe I'm not. Maybe everything I experienced was real. Maybe Marcus is still trapped down there. And maybe you'll read this and recognize something from your own experience. A moment when the tunnel looked wrong, a figure standing too still in the shadows. If that happens, don't investigate. Don't try to find proof. Don't do what I did. Just request a transfer. Change your route. Find work away from the deep tunnels. They're calling my name now. Time to let them decide whether I'm sane or sick. Whatever they conclude, I want you to know. I believe Marcus was real. I believe the deep network exists. I believe 327 operators were taken. But belief isn't enough. Without proof others accept, belief is just another word for delusion. The only difference is whether I die knowing the truth or die having forgotten it. This document was uploaded anonymously to 47 different servers on November 3, 2025. The account holder, Kenji Tanaka, was placed on indefinite medical leave from the Metropolitan Transit Authority the following day. His last known address was vacated on November 15, 2025. A USB drive was found among his possessions, but the data was corrupted beyond recovery. Transit Authority records show no operator named Marcus Reeves employed at any time in the past decade. Several transit workers have come forward claiming knowledge of similar phenomena, but psychological evaluations revealed common symptoms of occupational stress disorder and shared delusions. No evidence of coordinated disappearances or systematic cover-ups has been found. However, maintenance records do show 23 sections of tunnel that have remained under renovation for periods exceeding 5 years. Officials cite budget constraints and geological complications. Marcus Reeves's family could not be located. Records of his employment appear to have been lost in a database migration error. If you or someone you know is experiencing symptoms of paranoia or disconnection from reality, please contact mental health services. Do not attempt to investigate sealed tunnel sections. Do not operate transit vehicles while experiencing psychological distress. And if you work overnight shifts in subway systems, please check in regularly with dispatch. Stay connected. Don't let isolation and darkness play tricks on your mind. The tunnels are just tunnels. The trains are just trains. There is nothing deeper waiting beneath the city. Nothing at all.